My favorite part is when he looks in the mirror at the mask.
Yeah.
And then the next scene, he's walking down the street with the mask. And I'm like, God damn, this kid's good. Like, who made this?
Yeah.
Really good. And then at the end, he's burning the mask.
How long would you say it took Andy to do that?
It probably took him under 20 hours to write it, record it, produce it, send it back. Like 20 working hours.
First off, what is Akashic? And, why is it something that, is important not only to the business, but to you personally?
So Akashic Records is a play on words. It has to do with our near-death channel.
Yep.
There's supposedly this Akashic Records that is like the human soul's encyclopedia, etc. So when we did the song with Andy, the theme song to that channel,
yep,
which is Skyline.
Yep. When we were saying Andy, you're talking...
Andy's the guy who pretty much created these songs.
Yep.
And Andy Waldeck, so he's rock and roller for life type guy, amazing producer.
Has a fascinating story on his own, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we're hoping that we evolve Akashic Records with him and some other artists that we know. Anyway, he produced a song, performed it, the whole thing, and then it was really successful because of the near-death channel is a success.
Right.
It was the theme song to it at the very end, and the channel blew up, and then really good song too, so that blew up. So that we're following that a little bit.
Guess we throw the words around, never sure if they're allowed when the conversation's ailing.
This song was cool because the way it would work is I would give Andy a little riff,
right,
and a name. Like the first one I gave him,
that was it.
That was all I gave him. It was almost like MacGyver. Like you get a toothpick and some dental floss, and like Andy's just like, thanks, dude. But I'm like, look, I need a theme song, and the first one was Skyline. So I was like, I have this. It kind of fits what we're trying to do, and I didn't even name the song. It just was called Skyline in my voice memos, and I sent it to him, and he made a fantastic song of it. Blah blah blah. It fit perfectly.
Right.
And so this one was, I borrowed this riff.
Right.
I can't remember what Lucero, the name of the artist is Lucero. He has a song, and there's a part in the song, it's the change, but that's where I got this riff from. It's not exactly alike or anything, but anyway, but I didn't tell Andy that. So I was like, here, I have this riff.
Yeah.
And I think you were here when I wrote it, because I remember it was over there. I'm like, fuck it. I like that. Let's do this, blah, 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 blah. Send it to Andy. I just gave him the title Animal, and he created this whole amazing song, like lyrically, whatever. It's very poppy.
Yeah.
Just amazing. And I couldn't believe how good it was. And then we're like, we should make it a music video.
So you trace me, ran me down and then turned around and erased me. Now you're calling me the crazy one. It's amazing how you paint yourself in a corner in order to waste me, and you cover me like the clouds over the sun.
I want you to tell me about how, because you found this kid who made the video for us.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just, I think anybody's willing to help, right? Like just who's looking at something and saying, hey, I can help with this. But I think, just trying to get a timeline here before we go into that. How long would you say it took Andy to do that, right? Think about, you're handing him like two things that most people could be like, are you kidding me? I can't create a song out of this.
It probably took him under 20 hours to write it,
right,
record it, produce it, send it back. Like 20 working hours.
Right.
So like, a week at a part-time job. He just came back with that, written, produced, totally fucking cool. Like, it was just like, okay.
Right. And then the other thing of taking somebody else, right? Like you always say this all the time. I can't remember the actual quote, right? And it's probably, that's probably from somebody else too, like how I usually do it myself. But, taking somebody else's work, right, and bringing it down to making it your own. Right? Like some people call it copying or stealing, right? It's not really doing that. It's making it like your own.
Good artists borrow, great artists steal. It's not stealing, but it's really comes from, and you hear a lot. I've heard this so many times from musicians I like, watching interviews with them. They're like, oh, I got that song because I was trying to play this song.
Right. And
I kind of stumbled into this. That's more of what it's like.
Yeah.
But it's just, but in reality, it did come from this.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, it came from this song I really liked. I was playing it. And I was like, oh, that part in the change, it could be really cool as a standalone riff.
Yeah.
And then I changed it, but I built the song around that. I just built the riff around that, and then Andy built the songs. Yeah, that's the way it was more looked at. It's like, you're not stealing it, but it 100% comes from somewhere.
Right. And that's almost with everybody, right? I mean,
even if it's subconsciously, like, you never actually wrote something.
Yeah. And I feel like that's like kind of the some of the point of some of the stuff we're doing with YouTube, right? Is like just making it your own, right? Like, there's so many
Very true.
doing that. And I think that becomes your own gift in itself, right? Just being able to create that transformative content. But getting back to, so the guy that was found, I honestly don't remember. I think it was either Fiverr or Upwork.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
You found him on one of those two.
Yeah, like one of those platforms.
He was like a 22-year-old kid from Ukraine? I don't even know where he was.
And then from there, just connected you, right? And then just, from there, like this, when I first saw this, I was blown away. I mean,
he did it in 3 days too.
Right. Just how
the whole thing in 3 days.
And so a shout out to this dude.
Yeah.
I'll put his name up or something, but it was just,
my favorite part is when he looks in the mirror at the mask.
Yeah.
And then the next scene, he's walking down the street with the mask, and I'm like, God damn, this kid's good. Like, who made this?
Yeah.
Really good.
It is.
And then at the end, he's burning the mask. And I like how he goes to give her the flower, then burns that and drops it.
Yeah.
Like, what a cool video.
Yeah. But how much how much time do you think this took you in total? Like, and with other people, right? If we had to total that up, and then how much money do you think that this cost?
It probably took a total of
a range. You can estimate
40 hours with everyone included.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So like, 40 hours for the music video, the writing, the producing, the publishing, onto YouTube like this. Maybe even less. Maybe like 30, 35, probably 40. And yeah, it was amazing, really amazing. And that, and how much should it cost for that? Probably $4,000 or something. Maybe, maybe a lot more than that, $10,000 even. But it ended up costing, way less than that. The music video was, I think, $200, $350 or something.
Yeah.
And Andy's production fee was minimal too. And less than $1,000. Maybe might have been $600 or something.
Right.
So like, you have a song in a week produced,
yeah,
and it kicks ass. The video kicks ass. It's under $1,000, and it's materialized.
Yeah,
and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, obviously, Andy's a friend, so I don't think it would be, necessarily like a fair assessment of that. But I think overall, like, even if you could get this done under $2,000,
that's a good. Well, Andy's a friend, yes, but it's more of like just knowing him somehow.
Your network, right?
Because he's so good.
Yeah.
And
he is talented, dude.
Exactly. So you can't find someone like that easily. He's so good at all of it. It's like very lucky to know him. That's why it's almost like we have to figure this out.
Yeah, well,
we have to figure Akashic Records out because this is at our disposal, and he loves it. He wants to work, and we know Diggs, and Diggs is like that too.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for this Akashic Records stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to make $1 million day one, but then over time you get beat up. It's lonely at the top. Like, if you're doing this by yourself and you don't know that other people are suffering, like the camaraderie, if you don't have that, you just feel like you're doing it wrong.
Community was what taught me and made me all the money. Really gave me the confidence to keep moving forward. The concept of a community specifically, to move each other up. If there's one thing more important than anything, it's a community of people who are driven, who want to help each other, who want to be successful. A community like that is by far worth more than any of the YouTube videos and stuff you could watch out there. It's a game changer.
Receive it, I seen it, it's cool. Facts. You fake it to fake it, you make it, I take it, reshape it, replacing the truth. I really can't hate it, but the lies are so creative. I don't mean to celebrate it, but it's cool. But look, the more that I deny you, adds the fuel to the fire. Your delusions I desire, but it's cool.